unveiled.
Enjoy this great game.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Eric, and today we now know the names officially that are going to be on the upcoming Baseball Hall of Fame ballot for 2024. The results will be made known in January. I'm always really excited about Hall of Fame elections, and I cover it pretty closely. So this is just an initial video talking about all the new names that we'll be seeing on the ballot. But first, I do want to kind of recap some of the old names that have not gotten in, some of them inexplicably so. And just a quick recap of those names include Todd Helton, who got 72.2%. So he's teetering right on the edge. He should get in this year. He should be able to get 3% more this season to get in this upcoming election, I should say. So then you have Billy Wagner, 68.1%. He should get extremely close, and I hope he gets in. Billy Wagner is an easy Hall of Famer, in my opinion. He's one of the best closers of all time. He just struggled in the playoffs, and that's the only thing that's held him back. Todd Helton played at Coors Field. That's what held him back. There's always some excuse. Andruw Jones, I guess the only thing that's holding him back is that he didn't play that great in the last 4 or 5 years of his career. Who cares? He could have retired before that. He would have been in by now. Are you holding him back just because he struggled towards the end of his career? This man was elite offensively and defensively for 10 seasons. Andruw Jones should be in, and I can't understand how he's only getting 58.1%, but he should get into the 60s this year. Gary Sheffield, 55%. Don't think he's going to make it. Has some steroid connections. Carlos Beltran, only 46.5%. He should get a big jump this year because a lot of voters probably didn't vote for him because he had that connection to the 2017 Astros cheating scandal. So a lot of people were like, I'm not going to let him get in on the first ballot, but maybe I'll vote for him next year. So I'm hoping that that jumps up to at least 65% this year. I don't think he'll get in. Gary Sheffield hit over 500 home runs. But the steroid thing we already know, and that's the problem with A-Rod and Manny. They have failed steroid tests despite clearly having a Hall of Fame career statistically. Omar Vizquel had some kind of sexual harassment lawsuit a couple years back. So he's fallen down and has no chance. And the rest of these guys, Andy Pettit, Bobby Abreu, Jimmy Rollins, Mark Burley, Francisco Rodriguez, Torrey Hunter, they're hanging on for dear life. They're not going to make it. So there you have it. But let's talk about the newbies. The newbies on the Hall of Fame ballot this year. And number one right there, Adrian Beltre. One of the best of the best. 27th all-time for WAR for a position player. And only Mike Schmidt and Eddie Matthews have a better one among third basemen. No major controversies that I know of, but 4 All-Star appearances, 4 Silver Sluggers, had a great career all the way through, and Adrian Beltre definitely is deserving to get in on the first ballot. So going to be really exciting to see him get in, and hopefully it's alongside Todd Helton and hopefully Billy Wagner, but definitely Beltre's getting in. The next guy, Joe Mauer. Just by name, I mean, I know Mauer had a great career. I wouldn't have thought he was a Hall of Famer just by name, but I would never just take it by name. I'm always going to dig deeper into it and see, because some guys like, that doesn't sound like a Hall of Famer. He was really good, but Hall of Fame, not really sure. But you dig a little deeper, the man hit .306 over his career, 3 batting titles, 5 Silver Sluggers, and he does have that MVP award in 2009. And he was also defensively elite with 3 Gold Gloves. And when you take all of that into account, along with the fact that every catcher with a better WAR is in the Hall of Fame, I think he's a Hall of Famer. I think Joe Mauer should get in. It's like, I wouldn't have thought, I did not realize. Now, obviously, Twins fans know. Twins fans are like, dude, you didn't know how good he was? I mean, come on. I'm a Giants fan watching National League. I know Joe Mauer. I've seen him in the All-Star game. I know he's really good. I know he's great. But I did not know he was this great. I'm just going to straight up tell you, I did not realize he was as great as he was. And when I look into it, I think that Joe Mauer deserves in. Is he going to get in on the first ballot? Just because of these voters, I'm going to say no, because a lot of them are not going to do that research that I did in 10 seconds. A lot of them are just going to say Joe Mauer, nah, good, not great, and not vote for him. But Joe Mauer definitely, in my opinion, deserves to be elected to the Hall of Fame because he's one of the greatest catchers of all time. I didn't know. And because he was so good on both sides of the ball. Then you have 3 consecutive years he knew how to get hit by a pitch. He knew how to get on base. He knew how to make something happen. Career .358 on base percentage, 259 home runs, only 1,885 hits. I think If you look at his all-star appearances, that's nice. 6 all-stars. He does have a World Series ring, 4 Silver Sluggers. This is a super borderline case. I just don't know if he's got enough hits. He doesn't even have 2,000 hits, 259 home runs, like I said, 275 batting average. He was really good for that short period of time. But after that, kind of struggled with injuries, struggled staying on the field. It's a close one, and I think I wouldn't vote for him this year, this upcoming season, but it's something I keep his name in my back pocket. You know, that's why you have time. But as of right now, I think Chase Utley falls just a little bit short, in my opinion. But he had a great career for sure, and someone I definitely would keep in mind for upcoming elections. And I'll just kind of touch on some of these other guys. Obviously, David Wright looked like he was going to be a Hall of Famer. Injuries, you know, back injuries and whatnot just held him down and just couldn't stay on the field. And unfortunately, David Wright, I think, falls a bit short. But you know what? It's worth a peek. Let's just check out his numbers here. Really productive here early in his career. 100 RBIs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And he was making an all-star team, Gold Glove. His career the injuries just ended his career early. And I know, you know, it's tough to hate on or blame someone for injuries, but if you couldn't put up the numbers, you couldn't put up the numbers. Ends up with a 296 average, 242 home runs, but just 1,777 hits. I mean, the fact that he put up these numbers in such a, you know, in just 13 years is insane. So we'll see. I think he'll get some votes. But unfortunately, I think I have to say he falls just a little bit short. Bartolo Colon, I actually think Bartolo Colon, with his longevity, durability, the fact that he played for so many freaking years and he put up super impressive numbers. The problem is he also has a steroid connection. If you can't put in Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens and A-Rod, you're not going to put in Bartolo Colon if he has a steroid connection. But if he didn't have a steroid connection, 21-year career, 247 wins, over 2,500 strikeouts, and he has a Cy Young award. When you throw in that Cy Young, along with, what, 4 All-Star appearances, and this kind of longevity, and that many wins and that many strikeouts, I think I would vote for him. I would vote for him. The extent of his usage, I know that he was on a report. I think he was on the Mitchell report when that came out, and shortly before that is when he went 21-8 and won the Cy Young. So I can kind of understand not voting for him for that reason. Steroids aside, he deserves in. I think he had that kind of career. That longevity was there. A lot of people will disagree with that, but 21 years, 2,535 strikeouts, 247 wins. He wasn't too far off 300 wins. ERA at 4.12 is a little high for a Hall of Famer, but it's not terrible at all, especially when you consider how long he played. So, you know, I would love Bartolo Colon in the Hall of Fame. He's not going to make it, though. He's simply not going to make it. Next is Matt Holliday. This is listed in terms of WAR. So Adrian Beltre, MAUER, Utley, Wright, Colon, and then Holliday. Surprises me that Holliday has a WAR lower than some of those guys, because Holliday was freaking amazing, and I think he should get some serious consideration for the Hall of Fame. I'm surprised his WAR is lower than that of David Wright, but that just goes to show how good David Wright was. Because Matt Holliday, we're talking about 7-time All-Star, 4 Silver Sluggers, NLCS MVP, batting title, and he damn well could have won the MVP in 2007. 340 average, 137 driven in, 50 doubles. Dude was just simply one of the best of the best. Silver Sluggers galore. This guy just had an insane career. Slowed down by injuries, you know, as he got into his mid-30s, but overall, 316 career home runs. He's got a batting average 299. Just missed out on 300 as a batting average. Spent quite a few years in Colorado when he was putting up some of these big numbers, which hurts some. You know, voters don't like guys who played at Coors Field, but it's bullshit. Coors Field is a Major League Baseball stadium. What are they supposed to do? You know, it's not their fault. They play on the Rockies. You can't hold someone out because they play on the Rockies. I find that crazy. But anyway, finished his career with Colorado as well. But had some great years in St. Louis, some all-star seasons. Didn't put up such insane numbers, but constantly over 20 home runs, constantly close to, if not over 100 RBIs. I think he's a borderline, very much borderline case. I think I'd probably hold off on voting for him this year because my ballot's already stacked. I can't fit 10. I can't fit more than 10 because you only get 10 names. But I think if I had room for him, he'd be one of my last options. But if I had room for him, I'd be happy to put Matt Holliday on my ballot. But I'm a generous voter for sure. Adrien Gonzalez, very strong career as well. Obviously looked like he was going to be a Hall of Famer there earlier in his career. Hit over 300 home runs, 287 batting average, just over 2,000 hits as well. Wow, this is a nice, a very impressive group of newcomers to the ballot. Adrien Gonzalez had a very nice career, and this is another guy I would definitely consider for my ballot if I had a room. I don't think I would have room right now. Too many other guys would be on it out of 10 names, but look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times he had 100 RBIs. Just a machine for that period of time when he was elite. He was so good. You know, this day and age, you know, it's hard to, you know, because the injuries pile up for some reason, and players are unable to just keep playing in 160 games, 150 plus games year after year after year for 20 years. And that's why we're not seeing 450, 500 home runs and close to 3,000 hits by some of these guys. But they still were definite Hall of Fame style players when they were good. Just the question is, did they put up enough? Are their career numbers there? Other than that, Jose Reyes, speedster, really good. Victor Martinez was solid for a long time. James Shields and Brandon Phillips make the list. Those are the only 4 I would say definitely fall short. Just don't quite have the careers to get in to even really be considered much. I mean, Jose Reyes was obviously really good during his heyday, but ended up 4 All-Star teams. Got a batting title and a Silver Slugger, but was never really competing for an MVP award or anything like that. And at the end of the day, still got over 2,000 hits though, but 283 average. Unbelievable career, really impressive career, but not quite Hall of Fame worthy for those last 4. But holy cow! I mean, honestly, when you look at this, Beltre, MAUER, Utley, Wright, Colon, Holliday, and Gonzalez. Did I skip someone? Sorry, Jose Bautista. What's up to hate with Jose Bautista? Totally skipped over him. Jose Bautista as well is on this list. But Bautista was at his prime, dude, cover of the show, video game, and just elite. But he had a slow start to his career and a slow finish to his career. So if Hall of Fame was based on a 5-year period, this dude waltzed into the Hall of Fame with that 54 bombs that one year in 2010. But he just his time in greatness was just too brief. Just a flash in the pan style player right there with Jose Bautista. But a decent career for sure, more than decent career. I mean, 344 home runs, just a 247 batting average, 1,496 hits. So solid career, but he falls just a little bit short in my opinion. But that's the new guys. Let me know what you guys think of some of these. Do you think MAUER should be in? Utley. Tell me what you think of Wright. What about Bartolo Colon? What about Matt Holliday? Are these guys in or out? What about Adrian Beltre? Anyone think that he shouldn't get in? And what about these guys who haven't made it? Helton, Wagner, Jones, Sheffield. What about them? Let me know down below. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe. We'll have more videos on the Hall of Fame ballot soon. And I'll put out my own personal ballot. I'm still thinking about it. I'll let you know my thoughts today. But I could, you know, I got to fit 10 names on there. Because already you got Helton, Wagner, Jones, Beltran. That's 4 right there. And if I'm going to vote for some of these guys like A-Rod, you know, in Sheffield, that's 6. And Manny would be 7 if I voted for him. And then you have, I think Pettit should be in. That's 8. Abreu I'm back and forth on. But I only have 2 or 3 slots now for the newcomers, which one of them goes to Beltre. MAUER gets 1. And then Utley is like, uh-oh, I'm running out of names here. Right, I'm running out of names. So let me know what you guys think. We'll talk to you guys next time.